Israel has not been a great ally to the U.S. all the way since 1960 when they bombed the USS Liberty. We talk about America first and defending Christians, but how can we do this if we align ourselves with a nation that does not do that itself?
There's no question my father's had frustration. In fact, I think he's had frustration throughout the whole conflict with both sides. At the same time, make no mistake, you have a nation that is chanting death to America every single day on the streets of Tehran. You have a nation that will develop a nuclear weapon, and you have a nation that will use that nuclear weapon against the Western way of life. There's no question about it.
What do you think Eric Trump answered when a student from Alabama University questioned his father's relationship with Israel? Let's watch this clip together and then talk about it. But first, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
Mr. Trump and Ms. Trump, I'd like to ask about your father's relationship with Israel. He's taken over $230 million from pro-Israel groups. During the summer against Iran, even though he advised against it, Israel still attacked Iran, and the U.S. still bombed on behalf of Israel. Your father's frustrations with Netanyahu have been made clear when he cursed on national TV over the situation. Israel has not been a great ally to the U.S. all the way since 1960 when they bombed the USS Liberty. Israel is a nation where Christians are constantly under attack in both Gaza and the West Bank. We talk about America first and defending Christians, but how can we do this if we align ourselves with a nation that does not do that itself?
There's no question my father's had frustration. In fact, I think he's had frustration throughout the whole conflict with both sides. At the same time, make no mistake, you have a nation that is chanting death to America every single day on the streets of Tehran. You have a nation that will develop a nuclear weapon, and you have a nation that will use that nuclear weapon against the Western way of life. There's no question about it. You have a nation that will use proxies around the world, whether it's Yemen, whether it's a lot of other ones, to inflict serious harm on this nation, and they don't hide it. They don't hide it. In fact, it's really interesting. About a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, they put out, the Ayatollah in Iran put out an emoji, a little short video clip of a drone hovering over my father's head as he played golf. This was literally posted on the Ayatollah's, Twitter page, following my father around a golf course with a crosshair right on top of him, as if they wanted to assassinate him and as if they wanted to hurt him. Guys, Iran wanted to destroy our way of life. They wanted to hurt us. They wanted to inflict real pain. What I can tell you about my father is, in terms of Israel, he wants a peaceful Middle East. He wants peace around the world. He wants to end the killing. He did that with India and Pakistan. He did that, obviously, you saw what he did with Cambodia and Thailand. He's tried to stop every conflict because he's sick and tired of the death and destruction. So there have been times that he got mad at Netanyahu. There's plenty of times where he's gotten mad at Putin. There's times where he's been mad at Zelensky. And he uses all of that as a tool to stop pain and destruction and death of people that are our age, your age in most cases, who have become political pawns and who have been marched into literally trenches and killed by the millions. And that's what my father wants to see end right this second, and that's why he's worked so hard for peace around the world. In fact, Donald Trump is the only president in the United States history that's never brought America to war, and I hope he keeps following in that crusade.
In response to the nukes from Iran, Israel has nuclear weapons and is not a part of the IAEA, unlike Iran. And it's just sad to see, because I've never seen the American president get treated the way he does by the Israeli government.
Here's what I'll add. Do we or do we not have phase one of a peace agreement in the Middle East right now? Nothing is ever going to be perfect, but I'll tell you what, this president works with what he has. He believes in peace through strength, and whether we're talking about in the Middle East, whether we're talking about a 40-year war like Armenia and Azerbaijan, as Eric just pointed out, a 5-day war in Thailand and Cambodia, this is a president of peace. And sometimes you have to be slightly unconventional with how you get there. You use what you have. That is certainly what he's been able to do. And I would just say, peace around the world sounds pretty good to me, and that's what this president is bringing.
Israel does not control Donald Trump. Nobody controls Donald Trump. Even Donald Trump barely controls Donald Trump. No one is controlling America behind the scenes. The United States supports Israel because America believes in protecting free nations that share our values. That's really what it is at the end of the day. When someone tells you that there's this hidden group that's pulling the strings behind the scenes, that's not political analysis, that's conspiracy thinking, and it has a history of being used to divide Americans. America supports Israel for the same reason America supports Taiwan and Ukraine, because when free nations stop supporting each other, authoritarian regimes win. If you want America to be strong, you want our allies to be strong as well. Weakening allies is how empires like Russia and Iran and China gain power. As far as Israel not being an ally because of the tragic incident that happened with the USS Liberty in the 1960s, let's zoom out for a second. Okay, the United States and Great Britain fought a war in 1812, and in that year, both sides were burning each other's buildings to the ground. In fact, the White House was burned to the ground in the War of 1812, and yet the United States and Great Britain became the strongest of allies on earth. A tragic incident, a single tragic incident, which Israel apologized for, which paid reparations for, and which every US investigation concluded was accidental, doesn't define an 80-year strategic alliance. It only defines whether someone has been reading history or is regurgitating memes. Any worldview out there that needs a hidden enemy to blame is a worldview based on weakness. Strong political movements focus on solutions, not on scapegoats. If you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.